I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. During the day, well, I design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I, for one, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts, but they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. Roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. And I have my doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. I have my doubts, so I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. That we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back up. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. Well, the things I think while I lie awake and contemplate at night are wearing me out.
Good evening. Another day. Of which we only have a couple of more until the thing that everyone is seemingly focused on. And while I get it, man, people, and I don't mean, necessarily those listening to my voice, because a lot of you are smarter than this, but the majority of people, that is all they are focused on. In the headlines today, that the United States changed their mind. Whoops. They good evening, metal. Um, they changed uh their position in the Persian Gulf. They ain't going nowhere. So that was a bit of a stunner when I read that. They wasn't all bad. In fact, got some unexpected pleasant news, and that is that they are not going to extradite Julian Assange. Now, Mexico has spoke up and said that they're willing to offer Julian, asylum, but I think I would trust their water before I would trust that. Just saying. I mean, come on. Oh, come on here. You got it in the UK. You're okay in the UK. Come here. Why wasn't Mexico offering him asylum before? Well, I'm sure Mr. Assange is much smarter than that. So, that happened today, which to me was big news. Again, I know a lot of the people in this country are very, very, very focused on the 6th, but I'm telling you, a whole lot more going on than that. My biggest, to be honest, concern about the 6th is what's going to happen with the people, not the government. That's my biggest concern. Not going to be good. I have a feeling it's not going to be good. I think that there's a high probability that we may see the most violence yet at one of these types of events. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And again, this is just a little bit of it. And in fact, this isn't even, the 6th isn't even the most important part. I'm telling you, I really got this feeling that as Trump runs out of what he sees as legal recourse, that's when he's going to be taking action. And then there's other things in the news, too, just to layer on top of all of this. And this is what I'm getting at. The 6th is not as important as what people are making it. And I know that may sound crazy to partisan people. That may sound absolutely crazy to you. But another one of the headlines talked about how Iran is going to start enriching uranium to 20%. Man, I'm telling you. Now, I've read reports both ways on, that Iran threatened Trump. And at the same time, I've read reports from Iran saying that they did not. Now, let's use a little bit of common sense here. If Iran threatened Trump, they wouldn't turn around and say that they didn't threaten Trump. What the hell sense would that make? You think that they're scared of retaliation? I don't. I think Iran is ready. I think Iran is as ready as they've ever been. Now, do I think that in all, pull everything out of the hat war that Iran would stand a chance? Absolutely not. But Iran's not going to be acting alone in this. And, it's been in the headlines about the tightening ties and better relationship between Russia and China. So, again, when you look at the whole picture, this little squabble really doesn't mean a whole lot. Because if you think Biden is going to back off of Iran, I think you're probably nuts. I don't even know that Biden's going to back off of China much. Probably back off of China before anybody else. But I don't see him backing off of Iran, and I see him ratcheting things up on both Venezuela and North Korea. You have to understand, this is not a Democrat-Republican thing. That is how they confuse you. From what I had seen, Trump had been the most anti-war of any of them. In all honesty. But I don't think that would stop Trump from going to war if he thought it would help him. Like I say, I think we got some pretty dark times coming, and very likely that's going to be not only figuratively, but literally. That's not even talking about COVID-19. I hadn't even talked about COVID-19. I didn't even mention one word of it yet. 17 minutes in, I've been telling you about the state of the world, and I hadn't even brought up the biggest number one topic of the world. Kind of crazy, huh? Why I am not focused on the 6th. That's one day. One day. We got a whole lot of days coming. That's one day. I mean, and then like I said, you got that whole situation with the 6th, and what are people going to do? Is there going to be people that act a fool? I would say that there very likely will be at least some people that act a fool. I know that's the last place I would be. That's idiotic, in my opinion. I mean, it's one thing if you're there covering the idiots, but it's another thing if you're one of the idiots being covered. I just don't think it's a smart idea. I don't. I think that the highest likelihood of violence yet is going to be then and there. I do not, for a second, believe that everybody is going to respect the firearms laws that are in D.C. I think it's going to very possibly be an interesting day. But know this. no matter what happens with any of it. Counting of the electoral votes, the divide between Americans, the January 7th exists, and so does the 8th, and the 9th, and 10th, 11th, and on and on. And all these other situations are going to just continue to get worse, regardless of what happens on the 6th. Like I say, continue to get ready. I just made my decision where I'm little limited options money-wise, and not really going to share what it is. We'll say it's a security device. And I just made the decision that's what we're going to be getting today. And again, I'm limited on options because of budget, but it's very important. And again, I'm not sharing it because, yeah, OPSEC, bro. OPSEC, bro. But it's going to be a major help. So, as I've been saying, push forward, push forward. Try to prioritize correctly. Try to assess what it is that you absolutely need most. Not what you want, what you need. You know, there's a lot of things I want. Hell, just before the show, I was checking out track IRs, right, for flight sim. But ain't no way. Ain't no way. You know, I'm on a security rant right now at home here. Not at a rant, like I'm running around ranting, but yeah, I mean, big time. Big time. The upgrades and modifications to the security camera system, insane. Insane. Took it to a whole new level. And in the security prep that shall not be named, is going to take a different part of the security to a whole new level. So, I'm telling you, if I were you, and I'm speaking to those that, again, and it's going to be a reoccurring theme, those that are maybe just starting out in this, I would highly assess your situation. And what I have done since we've been building our preps, which is since the moment we've been together, when we got together, I virtually had nothing, literally nothing, because I lost it all. So I had to completely rebuild. And so the way that we have done it is, you know, of course, you've got different areas of prepping. You've got security, you've got food, you've got, you know, all kinds of different areas. You've got heat, you've got light, you've got all these different areas of prepping. And so what I do, and you can choose to do the same or however works best for you, but I will jump from area to area, and I will hit heavy on that area for a little bit, and then I'll move to another area. And as you can tell, I'm on the security area. And what I do is I look at my preps and I assess everything and see what type of, we'll call it a skill level, right? See what type of skill level my gear is, so to speak. And whatever's lacking the most, whatever needs to be bumped up the most, that's what I'll hit. And then it's just rinse and repeat. And so security came back up around again. We've been doing good. We've been doing good. And the biggest area now, and has been, it's never changed, is food. And this security prep is more important than me getting some number 10 cans of beef stroganoff. So, because that was the other option. And don't have money to do both, so it's a one or the other thing. So, I'll put off on that. I do think that there's a little bit more time left. And I trust the Father. I trust the Father. I go to Him with all this stuff. And it feels like there are ways and times that I know that He's behind me on a decision. I mean, it's in my opinion, it's clear as a bell in my mind when He's like, yeah, that's it. That's it. And it's clear as a bell. And so that's like when I was sitting there thinking, like I said, I made my mind up today, but I'd been thinking about it for the past few days. And, the past few days, every time that it went through my mind, I had that just strong sense that, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, I would go on about my way and kind of think about other things, other items that we need. Because, there is quite a bit of stuff that we do need. Look through my wish list. I've got a, private Amazon wish list that I just throw stuff to kind of remind me that, hey, you need to get this or something like this. Sometimes I'll throw something just in there as a reference. So anyway, it's been real heavy on me. And then when I made that decision and I really started looking for the best deals and whatnot, the feeling was extremely strong. Extremely strong. You're down to the product that I decided on. So, and it is what it is. People may think I'm crazy, whatever, but that's, in my opinion, that's what it is to have a personal relationship. And I try to have, a daily, and I do have a daily personal relationship. I spend a lot of time talking to the Father. A lot of time. And it's not that I'm getting on my knees and I'm praying in prayer. I'm not even in prayer. Not even in prayer. And I'm not talking out loud. I'm in thought, talking to Him. And I spend a lot of time each and every day doing that. Man, when I lost everything, that's what a lot of my time consisted of. Reading the Word and talking to Him. And it really did build an incredible relationship and an incredible connection. That's all I can tell people. I can't tell you to do it, because most people won't. But I will tell you that you can have it too. You just got to want it. But as I've been saying, work forward, keep moving, keep that chin up. Keep that chin up. I don't think we've got a whole lot of time, but I think we got just a little bit. Again, I can't put a day or a time or anything like that, and anybody that says they can are nuts. Per the Father. And if you're new to this, don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. And understand, for every person that you run into in a Facebook group or wherever that tells you that what you've got's junk and it'll never work, just understand that there are people out there that, for whatever reason, think that they need to step down on others. There are a lot of things out there that you will find in prepping that will work just fine, although it isn't a several $100 version. Amateur radios are a great example of that. You don't see so much Baofeng anymore, but you're seeing a lot of B-Tech and stuff like that. There you go. Anytone, I think, is a brand of another. And that was another item I looked at, because that's one thing I would love to get. I would love to get about a 50-watt radio, mobile ham radio, dual band, and put an antenna up on a mast and have it hooked up in here for Jen. Talking about 150, 160 bucks, and couldn't quite swing that. So that option was out. But I mean, it's not just that. Then you got to get an antenna. I don't have a mast, and so you're talking probably about 250 to 300 bucks. I ain't got that. Like I say, and that's the perfect example of what I've been trying to tell people is do what you can. Do what you can. But understand that we've got radio communication pretty well good for what we need. Okay, I would like to have a little more long-range capability, but what we got now ain't bad. We've got 8-watt handhelds, and we've got Slim Jim J poles, if necessary. So, I would say there's no need for us to worry. But, yeah, I would like to have a little longer range capability, not for us, just us, but I would like to have longer range capability for others, obviously, because it's about gathering information. Primarily, the communication between me and mine is one thing, but also gathering information is a hugely important thing. So, but just work at things, work at your areas as you can, try to assess them, find your weakest point, spend a little bit of time working on that point. I need to do that, Ms. B. Stacy. I believe that it is that I need to do. Hang on, I'm trying to highlight. Me and YouTube's gonna have a fight here in a second. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I believe that is what it is. Yeah. Yep. That is it. That is it. Yeah, I need to get one of those. I'll have to leave that open so I remember to look that up and give myself a reminder. Yeah, I need to get one of those. I'm looking over there. You're still listening from your Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, brother. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, it's time. It's game time, if that's how you want to word it. And we better have our game face on and our game everything else on, because, like I say, I think we got a little bit of time, but I don't think we got a lot. Because I don't think, I don't think there's going to be some super miracle thing and Trump's going to pull off keeping in office and all. I'm not seeing that. I'm just not seeing that. So we need to come to grips. Is really honestly the best way to put it. We need to come to grips. I think that's the perfect way to put it. We need to come to grips and realize that there ain't a whole lot of control that we have over this unless we do want to have a revolution. Are you ready for that? Because we need to make up our mind now. We need to have a group meeting, right? We need to have a American family meeting. Because it's got to be one or the other. Either we just accept it or we go to war. There's no middle. You either accept it or we go to war. Now you might be begrudgingly accepting it, but that's still accepting it. I'm sorry, I have to laugh because of so much focus on it. And it's not the most of our concerns, not even by a long shot. Let's see. All right. I guess I could get kind of started on the regular stuffs. Hang on here. One moment. I have a sip of tea. Alrighty. There we go. Alright, let me run through the normal stuff real quick, and then we'll get to the headlines as usual. Alright, Amazon affiliate. We are up to 94 cents. Woohoo! We're on the board. So, we got 94 cents on our Amazon affiliate. I appreciate that. For those that don't know, we're an Amazon affiliate. There's a link in the description of the videos as well as at the watchmannews.com right there. When you click that, it just takes you to Amazon, but it does so with our special link. And when you make purchases, those items don't cost you anymore, but it gives us a commission. It throws us a little bit for the sale. All those little bits add up at the end of the month, and it's a help. It goes towards whatever. Sometimes, a lot of times it's show related. Sometimes it's prepping related. Whatever the case may be. Most of the time it's prepping related. I usually will do a review about it, or I'll let you know about an item that I chose, or so it's highly, highly appreciated. We also have a Teespring store that we get a little bit when people buy products. Best way to see what we have there. You go to watchmannews.com, scroll down on the home page. There's 4 different designs currently. There's more than just t-shirts. There's coffee mugs. There's tote bags, all kinds of stuff. So if you see a design you like, click on the image. That'll take you to Teespring, and that's another way to support the show. And we also have a PayPal donate link. That's in the description of the video as well as at the watchmannews.com right there. That just takes you to our PayPal donation page. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You can do so as a guest with a debit or a credit card. But I always let people know it says Transforming Disabilities up top, but it also says Purpose the Watchman News donation. That way you know you're in the right place. Okay. That earned me another sip of tea. Better slow down or I'll run out of tea before we run out of show. But I get a vape. I'm not going to run out of that. Full batteries, full tank. I'm good. Huh. Fun Fignugan. There we go. Fun Fignugan. Kind of like Farfignugan, but a little more fun. Okay, so it wasn't more fun, but might be fun when Germans kick the shit out of you for screwing up their word. Now that might be fun. Anyway, let's do this. Before I vape too much and give myself wet lung and hack up a lung. Right. These numbers, whatever the heck they're doing with them today. Currently, they're saying fatal cases 1,510. Yesterday, the new cases shows 207,000. See what I mean? 207,306. If I get the right one, there it is. And in fatal cases, I did vape too much. 1,370. So, yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird, really. It truly is kind of weird. We'll see. We'll see. I certainly think the powers that be, though, are going to exploit this like you wouldn't believe. I don't see good things coming. Our particular zip code is up to 1,588 total confirmed. I don't remember what it was yesterday. You would have to go watch the show. Let's see. We're the tweeter. And that's the Pope. Was that some type of BDSM mask he's got on there? Oh, yeah, that's right, COVID. Sorry. And thinking of different pictures. Oh, my goodness, now I'm getting growled at. My jokes are getting growled at by the dog. This is horrible. This is horrible. All right, let's see. Starting with last night, pro-lockdown Pope gets political on COVID-19 again, condemns those who traveled over the holidays despite the pandemic. Also last night, this can't be real. Democratic representative and pastor stirs up storm after he ends opening prayer in U.S. House with "Amen" and "A woman." Like the Biden. Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate, Ms. B. Stacy. And it's using the Common Core math on both the election and and COVID. Let's see. Aren't you supposed to be security for the show? Now, how in the hell is that securing us? Because that didn't make me feel secure. Do your job. Oh, I love that girl. All right. Incendio, cops hunt. I just got huffed.
Did it like extra loud.
Incendio, cops hunt 2 topless Russian men because, okay. who used fireworks to recreate Magic Duel from Harry Potter on New Year's Eve. Was it important to mention that men were topless? I'm confused. Trump suing Georgia's Secretary of State over leaked call amid accusations he pressured him to find votes for victory, says the GOP chair. And if I hadn't said, we're at this morning's news. Tokyo faces state of emergency over coronavirus case surge as Japan prepares to host Olympics. Japan's Mitsubishi... Wow, I can't say that. Japan's Mitsubishi appeals asset seizure ruling with South Korean court aimed at compensating forced laborers during World War II. Have a sip of tea. USS Nimitz remains in the Persian Gulf due to Iran threats against Trump. The Pentagon announces days after sending the warship home. Told ya. Oil rises to multi-month highs as OPEC Plus likely to follow current production policy. Hancock does not rule out third national lockdown in UK amid calls from opposition to take immediate action on COVID-19. A High Court rules Pakistan's, this is disgusting, High Court rules Pakistan's two-finger virginity test for rape victims is unconstitutional. Excuse me? It's on a lot of things. Unhuman, unhumane, uncool, unsmart. It's on a lot of things. I would hope that it would be unconstitutional. Now, let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, we just sent a boatload of money to Pakistan. A boatload of money. There was more money sent to Pakistan than you. And that's just as disgusting as this. Let's see. UK starts rollout of AstraZeneca's COVID jab and world first, but health secretary warns supply problems are slowing vax program. A Russian stock market at all-time high as ruble shows stable growth. Assange won't be extradited to the U.S. on spying charges in shock decision at London's Old Bailey. French counterterrorism chief says 2 Islamist plots were thwarted in 2020, though 5 attacks weren't prevented. Fears COVID vaccines may be ineffective against South Africa's mutation, says let's see, RT UK News. Let's see. It's shocking. China Daily Chief calls out New York Times, WAPO, and Australian PM for refusal to defend Julian Assange. What? France defends COVID-19 jab campaign as critics blast health authorities for only vaccinating 516 people in the first week. Not tonight, Mike. Moscow mocks Pompeo, comparing him to Napoleon after bizarre Russia tweet salvo. Iran says it started enriching uranium to 20%. Okay, they said they started doing it. My apologies. Drifting further away from U.S. violated nuclear deal. I had said during the monologue, during the beginning part of it, I didn't know if they were doing it yet. Apparently, they were starting to do it. So, Easy come, easy go. Bitcoin plunges back under $30,000 after eye-popping, says New Year rally. Eye-popping New Year rally. I'm screwing that all up. Experts shocked. By the way, those cats that I hope they sold at the right time, because it could plunge now. We don't know. It could just plunge. It did before. It shot way up through the roof and then it plunged. Experts shocked as India gives rushed approval for indigenous COVID-19 vaccine. I mean, I would imagine there's probably people selling like crazy now. Bitcoin, that is. I would imagine. I don't know. Iran's Revolutionary Guard sees South Korean flag tanker for oil pollution in the Persian Gulf, says reports. Israeli PM Netanyahu claims Iran's uranium enrichment to 20% is a bid to develop nuclear weapons. Nah. I'm in the club that I think they probably already have nuclear weapons and have had them for quite some time. Just like I said, North Korea had them and had them for some time. And I turned out to be correct on that. I'm saying the same thing about Iran. Just because you don't know about it. Brutal U.S. incarceration system key factor in judge denying extradition of Assange. So, yeah, our prison systems played a big role in his decision, the brutality in them. People who don't have faith in India's COVID vaccine are mentally challenged, the minister declares. China blasts U.S. for unreasonable suppression of foreign companies after Washington blacklists 3 Chinese firms. Let's see. Germany to face wave of bankruptcies and soaring unemployment, with Berlin poised to extend COVID-19 lockdown, says report. A messaging platform, Slack, crashes. Users around the world report service outage. I'd never even heard of Slack. That must make me a slacker. Seoul dispatches anti-piracy unit to Persian Gulf after South Korean flag tanker seized by Iran. A new lockdown in Scotland, with public legally required to stay home amid spread of new COVID-19 variant. Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline will go ahead with EU support regardless of American lobbying and sanctions, says Russian Deputy Prime Minister. 2 French cops hospitalized after brutal beating by mob in Paris suburb. Anti-Muslim Polish duo plotted to bomb mosque and poison people after writing Breivik-like manifesto against Islam. Will give him protection. Mexican president promises asylum for Julian Assange. Sure, he'll jump right on that. St. Petersburg registers more single-day COVID-19 cases than Moscow for the first time, just as city bars and restaurants reopen. Putin opens door to vaccine passports for international travel as growing number of Russians get COVID-19 jab. Not even a highly likely cybersecurity group admits SolarWinds hack came from within the U.S. but doubles down on blaming Russia. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And, you know, here's the thing. The U.S. government even said they were going to do stuff like this. Head of Ukrainian doctors group accuses government of lying over refusal to register Russian Sputnik 5 COVID-19 vaccine. Caribbean volcano rumbles back to life. MSM fake news about evacuation orders spread panic. Danish government backs delaying second dose of COVID-19 vaccine like the UK, despite safety concerns from Pfizer. New York Governor Cuomo threatens hospitals with fines if they don't vaccinate at maximum capacity. London police hassle old woman for feeding birds and tell her to disperse because of COVID-19 restrictions. Not the bird flu. Scottish MP Margaret Ferrier arrested and charged for making a 400-mile train journey after testing positive for COVID-19. Boris Johnson confirms new national lockdown for England as UK registers record COVID-19 cases. Expect it coming. Journalists should be worried UK's court ruling was victory for Assange but not for journalism, former Ecuadorian counsel warns. Health authorities on alert after nurse dies following vaccination with Pfizer's COVID-19 shot in Portugal. D.C. mayor taps National Guard for Trump rally and gets reminded that MAGA crowds aren't the ones that torch and loot. Yet. I added the yet. Saudi Arabia may end blockade of Qatar after Trump advisor Jared Kushner brokers deal. Strawman tactic, ? Cheney-led ex-Pentagon chief admonished Trump, chiefs admonished Trump not to involve military in election row, though no such request was made. Should have studied green tech. Eco Twitter dunks on oil industry graduates who can't find jobs due to COVID. A new Republican U.S. representative triggers critics with ads saying she will carry her Glock to Congress. If she doesn't carry her, I won't say it. Ohio governor reluctantly signs Stand Your Ground law and laments absence of gun control. Yeah, so a Republican is demanding more gun control. Protesters in Minneapolis raise Somali flag after police kill suspected felon. And is that the same headline? No. Proud Boys chairman arrested in D.C. for destruction of property after last year's torching of BLM banner. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm tweeting that. Give me a second. Tweet. Okay. It's tweeted it. Now it's got to be Facebooked. Bling. Okay. So, we just talked about this, did we not? Where was it? Or was it the last one? No. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about. The one saying that, that's not them that did the torching and whatnot. But, well, you know. As they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Million words. Whatever. However many words. And I know that's nothing. But, nonetheless, taking somebody's property and burning it is not legal. No matter who you are. So there is that. I'm telling you, we're heading into some messed up times. And I want you to think about this. Okay? Took a drink of tea and went down the wrong way. I want you to think about this. That headline that just came out that I just shared with you. Isn't that impeccable timing? Isn't that impeccable timing. They want this. Both sides, the powers that be, and both sides want this. And they will do everything they can to ratchet up the fear and the anger and the hate on both sides until we snap. And I'm sure they're going to get their will, because, well, just look at all the people that participate. I'm telling you, the smartest thing to do is just get ready. Help you and yours be able to get through the rough patches that we're heading to and stay out of this nonsense. It's a losing battle, right? Anybody that gets involved is not going to come out on the winning side. And it doesn't matter which team you vote for, we'll say. Nobody's going to win. I don't know why, but somebody is awful pissy with me tonight. She is just plain out pissy. And making damn sure I know about it. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe she's tired. She's over there. She's on her futon, and it looks like she's trying to sleep. Maybe she's pissed off at me because I'm doing the show. I swear we've got the best dog on the planet. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'll blame it on her. I'll say that for her. No, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to make me a little something to munch real quick. And probably relax. So, anyway, I hope everybody has a good evening. God willing, we'll be back together. I thank you for coming. Hope to see you tomorrow. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.